Papa call me gringo. I guess I'm just going wherever the green go. And where the green grow. Trying to make some sweet dough. Mama used to clean though. Working on the weekends, working through the week though.
Go. What's good, people? Esteban Jimenez Osorio here, also known as Esteban. That's my artist name. Here with another installment of the Hustle Holdings podcast. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. To be honest, I didn't want to do one of these for a while because I was like, man, I got to focus. I got to get my money right. I got to get back to doing the things that I need to do. And sometimes I go in a million different directions and I'm like, fuck, like I got to reel myself back in a little bit. But I said I was going to do this, so I feel like I should finish what the fuck I started. And so I'll try and be useful here, try and give some useful information here that's hopefully somewhat useful to you guys. First of all, paper trading portfolio has been updated on Instagram. We're down on the US market paper trading portfolio, and we're up on the Canadian portfolio. The American portfolio is mainly down because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been seeing a drawdown. There's been a sale of Bitcoin by a lot of miners, some whales. But obviously this is happening right before interest rates might be cut. So, and obviously you've seen what's happened over the past couple of weeks with Trump removing the Fed, one of the Fed, either the governors or whoever it was, removing that lady, and then Powell being dovish on his statements. People are like, oh shit, like he's going to cut rates. So we're expecting rates to maybe be cut either in September, October, whenever they're going to announce the rate cuts. That's what I think the market is pricing in right now, or what they're expecting. I don't know if they're pricing it in right now, but I think they might be expecting that. And so, but Bitcoin's seeing a drawdown, which is weird. You would think, oh, lower interest rates, cheaper credit, Bitcoin should go up. But I think people are thinking that we're in a bit of a top right now when it comes to Bitcoin. You know, there's obviously the halving cycle that happened in 2024. We saw the fucking doubling of Bitcoin. And usually after the halving, there's a drawdown at some point. That's what's happened over the past, I don't know, three cycles, 4 cycles, halving cycles. So I think people are expecting that we're kind of in a bit of a top in Bitcoin. So I'm not calling this as a top, but I am kind of expecting that maybe we could see a big drawdown. Maybe not. Maybe interest rates will get cut and Bitcoin will continue to shoot up. You know, I'm bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. So even if it dips, I'll probably try and position the paper trading portfolio at least to take advantage of that, and my own personal portfolio as well. I mean, it sucks. I recently sold some Bitcoin. I didn't want to do it, but you guys know how the cost of living is right now. Everything's kind of crazy, and fucking weather in Calgary's kind of crazy right now. It's fucking hot. My car doesn't have AC, so I'm like, shit, I gotta work nights. It's a whole fucking shit show. But anyway, trying to do what I can. But that's what's happening with Bitcoin right now. We're seeing miners sell, you know what I mean? That's why I think the portfolio has been down. That's our biggest holdings that are down are the Bitcoin holdings, MicroStrategy and Bitcoin spot ETF and all that. The other holdings mainly are pretty much up, and they're not down by that much. It's like $300. I didn't deploy that much capital, so I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to sell before, if there's going to be a dip. I'll probably just write it out, and probably just write it out, and if it dips, probably just buy more. So that's what's happening on that end. And then I'm thinking anything else that's going on that I want to talk about. Well, yeah, Google's been doing pretty good on the portfolio. They're making a bunch of announcements as of late. Check it out, some of those announcements. That's pretty much the ones that I'm looking at right now in terms of updates. There's some other picks that I'm looking at, some undervalued assets that my dad's been putting me on to. Colombian commodity miners, producers, you know what I mean? Colombian stock market. You guys know I'm Colombian, so I've been put on to some pretty epic picks in the Colombian stock market. If you're not up on that and not even the Colombian stock market, but they're listed on the TSX, but they're companies that provide products in Colombia, but they're actually Canadian companies listed on the TSX. So I'm just like, yeah, it's just interesting to see how some of these picks are playing out. I'll give you guys one of them. I didn't want to talk about it, but it is what it is. One of them is Canacol. Canacol, my dad told me to buy this thing. And I was like, man, whatever. And he gave me kind of a reason why. And I saw the P ratio. It was like 1. And the P ratio was so low. And I looked into it. I'm like, okay, it's a little levered, but not so levered that it couldn't pay its debts if it needed to liquidate its fixed assets. And I looked into it, and literally the next day it shot up like 20%. The next day it shot up another 30%. And I was like, what the fuck? You know, like, this guy was right. So that's one of the picks. Colombian stocks, banks. There's another one. Ecopetrol. Keep your eye out for that one. Silver's been running up. Peter Schiff is saying that the mining stocks are going to continue to do well. Gold just hit an all-time high. I think that's going to be bullish for the gold mining companies, so we'll see what happens with those. I don't have any of those in the portfolio. In the paper chain portfolio, my personal portfolio, I do have a junior mining stock, and I have a silver mining stock. And I think those will do well over time, and they've done pretty decent in the portfolio since the short time that I've had them. So those are other ones I'd look out to: gold mining stocks, gold, silver mining stocks, silver, gold, Bitcoin. We could see a drawdown, so it could be an opportunity. Ethereum, I'm starting to get a little more bullish on crypto in general. I'm reading a book called The Big Book on Crypto, or Big Book of Crypto by James Altucher. It's pretty crazy what Bitcoin could or crypto could do. So I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum, XRP, some of these alternative coins, specifically Bitcoin though, but I'm starting to warm up a little bit to some of these other crypto coins. I don't consider myself a Bitcoin maxi. I used to be a Bitcoin maxi, but not even a maxi, just like somebody that was like, Bitcoin's the only thing I'm investing in terms of crypto, but I'm starting to warm up to some of these other cryptos. And yeah, I think that's, so gold mining stocks, silver mining stocks, gold, silver, Bitcoin, hard money, still bullish on that. That hasn't changed. Oil stocks, oil mining stocks, oil in general, looks pretty undervalued. Some other picks I'm looking at, I haven't decided whether I'm going to deploy capital in those or not, but yeah, those would be the ones that I'm looking at right now. Chipotle is another one. Chipotle looked pretty cheap. Lululemon's down. Yeah, that's pretty much updates that are going on. And something I want to talk to you guys about is like, what makes somebody successful? You know what I mean? And I just kind of analyzed this. And I was like, why are these certain people successful much quicker than other people? And I realized like one of those reasons why I think, in my opinion, is because they picked an industry that was going to be in demand in the future. You know, like I happened to pick the music industry, specifically hip hop. I was in Calgary. Hip hop was at its peak by the time I already jumped into it. I mean, when I was doing the review albums and stuff, it wasn't at its peak. People were still buying albums. Hip hop was still growing. But it's definitely pretty much reached, you know, a lot of people. It's the most streamed genre in the world. It's pretty much at a peak if you're going to look at an industry. And so that industry was the one I decided to jump in. And the music industry, and we all know what's going on with the music industry and AI and IP and copyrights and all that shit. So it is what it is. It's a very complex game and to learn, and it is what it is. So I think that's part of the reason why, you know, a lot of my bets were placed on the music industry and why things turned out the way they did for me. But other people put bets in other things, and I think they worked out better for them because, you know, you look at somebody like my friend Junie, who went into real estate when real estate was booming back in the pandemic. My friend Akeem, Dr. Hard, who decided to go on TikTok in the middle of the pandemic when everyone's brain rotting on TikTok. And even like Warren Buffett got into stocks right after World War II. He was into stocks before that for a long time, but World War II, he saw that huge wave play in his favor, you know? And the stock market was about to boom after World War II. And you look at somebody like Jay-Z, same thing, hip-hop, Mecca in New York. It was about to be the biggest genre in the world, but he got in early. Burner, cannabis industry, you know, about to be the next thing. So all these people picked a business that was going to be in demand in the future and was just around the precipice. And right now, my bets are going to be mainly on crypto, commodities, and AI. I'm bullish on those things. I'm bullish on commodities and tech in general. Not even just say AI, but tech in general. AI is going to be huge. I use AI. It's pretty fucking great. But yeah, I think like those are two things I'd be putting my bets in. And the way I put those bets in is obviously through investing. You know what I mean? So, and my thesis is that people that own assets are going to do very well in the future. And the people that don't own shit are going to get fucked. So that's just historically what's been the case. So that's kind of where I'm at. And so pick an industry if you're thinking about going into something that's going to be in demand in the future. I still do music because I love it. But definitely in terms of like where I would place my bets, my time, you know, I would consider putting my time and my bets towards things you love doing and things you want to do, of course. But you should definitely consider the industry you're going to go into if you're wanting a lot of money. If you just want joy, happiness, and live your life doing the things you want to do, it doesn't matter. But and you would just accept the results of whatever comes from whatever you decide to do. But if you want a lot of money, money works in a certain way, and money follows the things that are going to be useful. So that's just what it is. Scarce, useful, moats, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, that's kind of what I want to talk about in this podcast. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Ian on the last podcast. We got very political. I'm not generally a very political guy, but I mean, I can get political, but not really. So we got into it. If you guys want to see that, you can see that. And yeah, I mean, I'm still working on my CSC course. I'm almost done it. I've been saying that for a while. But for real, I'm almost done my fucking CSC course. So I got to get that shit done. And yeah, tomorrow I have a meeting with this MLM company. And you know, guys, I don't know how MLM is, but I really want to get my licenses and life insurance, mutual funds, all that sort of stuff. But even that, you know what I mean? Like, where do you want to place your bets, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's how you want to place your bets, you know? So, those are things I'm thinking about. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Papa call me gringo. I guess I'm just going wherever the green go. And where the green grow. Trying to make some sweet dough.